right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Sean C. I am the host of The Sensational Gent. And if you are new to the channel, this channel here is about motivation. We do humorous stuff, humorous sketches, try to make things fun. And last but not least, it's about living life. So I hope that when you watch this show, that you get something from it. I hope that you grow from it. I hope that we have a good laugh and a good time. And if that happens, that's what this channel is about. Okay. So as we wait for people to come in, I want to say that I've realized that when you sit back here and it's just like I've kind of shifted around a couple things, right? And with the shifting around of the few things that's here, I I was like, it's funny. I could have been doing this live stream, and I could have just not been wearing pants. You know what I mean? Just have one of those days where I'm gonna do this live stream. I don't feel like wearing pants. It's summer. It's hot. You know, it's no secret by now, but I live in Vegas area, and so Las Vegas area, and so it gets real hot. This room gets a little warm. You know what I mean? And yeah, maybe you don't feel like wearing pants. Who knows? Okay, you might not feel like wearing them. You might feel like, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so yes, again, welcome to the channel. Welcome. So today I want to do something a little differently. We've been so we've been talking about a number of topics, motivational topics and such like that. And at the end of the day, I want to do something real different today. I wanted to make this a very interactive show. I wanted it to be an episode where we could learn from each other, where I learn from you, you guys learn from me, and then basically be an exchange or a sharing of ideas and information so that we could all be better, so we could all, grow or learn. And so I really, truly hope that's the case. So, this is going to require you guys to interact, share what you have, share what you know. And then again, the Sensational Gent is all about living your best life. And living your best life doesn't always have to be the party. Sometimes it's just being in a situation where it's advantageous to you being happy and for you to accomplish things that you're looking forward to. And that's what living your best life is all about. Yes, you're going to have a good time. You might party it up. It might be all of those things. But when you know that you feel secure in you and you have the things that you need and you have the people around you, and last but not least, you're in your purpose and you're following your plan, that's what the Sensational Gent is about, which will allow you to live your best life. Right? So again, still waiting on some folk to come up in here. Let's see what we got. We have Brick Girls Go Stateside right there. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let me know, can you hear me in the chat there? I just want to make sure because I have two mics. I got one muted and I want to use this one. I want this to be the main source of sound. It comes out a lot better this way. And so let me know in the chat if you hear me fine. If not, I've just gone 6 minutes talking to nothing, which I think it's fine. Actually, I should have did a sound check for my. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the Sensational Gent. My name is Sean C. And today's topics is we're going to talk about coming up with ideas for your channel. How do you come up with ideas? I want to talk about that. I want to share and exchange ideas. Maybe the way that you come up with topics might be different than the way I come up with topics. Maybe because we have different niches, the way we come up with topics are completely different from each other. So let's share those ideas today and talk about best ways. Also, we talk about some best practices of coming up with ideas. We're going to talk about optimizing titles and thumbnails, also known as SEO, search in. See, I'm already starting already. Look at this. I'm already tongue-tied. I can't believe this, okay? We're just starting. Okay? It's called search engine optimization. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to tell you ways that I do it, and I'm going to try to see if we can find out ways that other people can do it. Let's see what we got here. Yes, exactly. I hope more people come because I think this is going to be a great live stream. This is a great way to talk about it. I'm going to let you inside the mind of me, Sean C. Wait, you don't want to get up in there. There's like cats and cobwebs, and there's like two old people fighting, and then there's one old person trying to like twerk. Like all that's going on in my head. You guys may not want to enter into that. There's some issues there. Okay. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is click-through rate. We're going to talk about what it is, why it's important, and then and then you know how to what did I write in? Oh, see, I can't even understand how I'm writing. How to increase it. And again, by no means I'm not saying I'm expert or anything like that, but I can tell you that I don't worry about my stats where I compare to everybody else because we all grow at different rates. But I can tell you I've seen improvement in my click-through rates of recent. I totally forgot to, I was going to have a screenshot, but I guess we're going to have to go into live so you guys can see my click-through rate. I'll tell you what it was, what it is, and what I did to change it so that it got better. So today we're about to exchange some information, some ideas. Obviously, I'm gonna do my. Let's get to it. You gotta excuse me. I'm a little blind. That was the intro. I was supposed to put that up, right? That was the intro. That's what we're aiming to do to exchange ideas and information. This next portion is the shout out. So I want to obviously give a shout out to Big Girls Go Stateside. And as people come into the live stream, I will go ahead and shout you out. If you ever are here and you're on the channel, I'm going to shout out everybody that comes into the channel because I want you to know how important you are to me and how important you are to the channel. So I want to make sure that I always do that. Okay, let's go back to the comments to see what we're working and twerking with. Oh, we already said that one. Okay, another shout out. You have Eleanor. Eleanor elaborates. All right, how you doing? I'm glad you made it. I know you've been busy. I know you've been doing your thing, okay? Long days for you coming up. But, you know, I'm glad that you're navigating school and doing what you got to do. I'm proud of you. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you do. And just for you guys that are watching this as a replay, you know, today I expect a lot of content creators to be in here. We're going to share and exchange ideas and information. So if you're new to the channel, this is also supposed to be a good time. We're going to interact. But there's a lot of learning here. There's going to be a lot of information here, and we can all learn from each other and grow. And I hope you all get that. Let's see what happens. Eleanor says, I started graduate school today. Well, congratulations. I will take a sip from my cup for you. Tasty. Yeah, I wound up going to the store and I bought Coca-Cola. So that is captain again. So I feel so much better because that vodka I had was terrible. And, and I'm not going to tell you it's a major brand too. It was like, it's just terrible. You know what I mean? So you're not going to go there, okay? You're not going to go there about what's in my cup, okay? You worried about what's in your cup. I tell you what's in my cup, okay? All right. If you're in there, make sure you go ahead and leave a message so I can shout you out. Let's get into this topic, though. All right, I'm ready to start exchanging ideas and information. I know you guys are too, instead of hearing me just talk and ramble. All right, coming up with ideas. I will tell you that when I first started this channel, I was really good about having look, I have these all around, and I'm gonna switch the screen here. But I'm gonna switch the screen, and then we're gonna, oh, sorry, y'all, excuse me. There's some technical difficulties I am having, people. Okay, so I told you I had a number of setups going right now, okay? So when I come up with ideas, like, so you'll see there's like multiple notebooks. This is the old one. This is a year of me on YouTube's worth of stuff here in the notebook. Okay, so what I used to do was I'd write out a whole bunch of topics for the for like the month or whatever. I would do it for so many shows. And so a lot of the stuff you saw me do earlier, I kind of knew ahead of time. Now, here's the thing. I would write it all down and I wouldn't do it in order. Having it that way allowed me to pick and choose. It allowed me to pick and choose where I wanted to go. But the thing is, I knew where I was going for that particular month. And that was brilliant. That was like, I wish I did that now, but I don't do my topics that way. I think now I'm kind of more on the, I literally look at my week and I try to let my week dictate where I'm going. Just because I'm not quite current events, right? I'm not quite on my current events. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit in a second. But what I do is I do have an idea in my head and I do write things down. I say, okay, these are a couple of topics I want to do because sometimes they take a little bit of practice. Let's get in here and do a couple more shout outs. We have Karen M from the House of Chill. Hi, Karen. Thank you for showing up. And then Rick goes to say, sorry, I'm not working tonight. Sorry, I'm making myself a vodka too. That's right. Hey, go ahead, make yourself a little drink, enjoy yourself, girl, pick your feet up, and let's talk about this stuff. We're about to help some people, and we're about to help each other. I really hope that you guys find this informational and valuable, okay? And then let's see what we got here. Hey, listen, this is tough, I'm not gonna lie. I know why people have engineers, right, where they have it where they can do the camera switches for them and stuff like that, so that they don't have to worry about doing that manually on their own. And look, and I still have my bugs, but I can also edit this out when I do my little shorter videos from the live stream. So it's a lot of work. I practice it a little bit, but I don't have it perfect. I don't have it down. I mean, I'd like to do another video. I did a video a while back where I did the behind the scenes of what happens, and I think that I want to do another one of those videos, right, where I do a behind the scenes and you get to see, right, there's a light above my head. And let me switch the camera back so you guys understand, since we're talking about creation, video creation and stuff. And right, and let's just be honest, like the video quality, StreamYard has been great. I give it. It's so simple. It's so easy to use that you can switch back and forth and use it. But at the same time, you have to upgrade to get the 1080p, right? To get the HD so you can see it. But you don't see there's a light above my head, right? It's another lamp that I created, right? It's another soft light. But what it does is if this was full 1080p or 4K or whatever, you would see that the light on top of my head is to give some depth and some dimension. And that's something I learned from watching other content creators. And I'm going to share some of those things with you. I'm going to share things that I've learned, and I'm going to tell you some resources, and I'm going to link them down in the description after the live stream is done, so you guys can check some of these content creators out that are bigger than all of us, and that they're successful. And they're the ones that I study and I look at for inspiration, but also I'm always studying. I don't watch TV anymore, right? Like, okay, I've watched Marvel What If. Give your boy credit. I still watch a few things, okay? There's a couple things that I like to watch, and that's what we have here. Let's get back to the chat, because today I want this to be a very interactive show. Where was I at? Oh, saw that one. Eleanor says, yeah, I have a few friends who want to get interviewed, so I definitely will have those every once in a while at a minimum. Absolutely, Eleanor, it's a great idea to bring people on to interview them. I would, I did not do a good job of putting out that I had my live stream today out on my own social media. I actually like to do a little pre-recorded video, put that on my Instagram. I also like to go ahead and put the video link in the description from my Facebook so that people know, just kind of like what Brick Girls Go Stateside do, right? And then so that people could know and be there. But that's okay. That doesn't scare me. It won't be a lot of people because, again, this video will be up and it'll be available, and I can always push it out later. Eleanor says, I have some friends creating music, and that's what led to my series. That was actually great. That last person that you had on there, Eleanor, was an excellent host. Also, Brick Girls Go Stateside, the last gentleman that you had on y'all's show, he was an excellent guest. Amazing chap, amazing fellow. and I'm sure he enjoyed himself thoroughly on your show, even though it felt like it went really quick. Let's see what else we have here. Eleanor says she loves StreamYard. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's get back into this topic, okay? I want to get back into this topic. I'll get back to some more. So come up with ideas, okay? So one of the things that we come up with ideas. I want to know in the chat. Keep it coming in the chat. I love it. Today we're going to be very interactive, so I need you guys to participate. Okay. Not so fast that I can't keep up though, because I'm looking way across there, and I don't want to have to put my old man glasses on. Be like, I can't see it. How did that go? Like that over there. Okay. All right. So so I keep my glasses over here. Keep them handy. But the idea is, right, so you have a niche. We all have our niche, right? And, you know, like we may have relatively similar niches, but kind of different. What we talk about on our channels is different. What we show to the world as a part of ourselves, as a part of our channels, are different. But we have to come up with topics based upon that niche, okay? So here's the thing. That was one of the toughest things, and I think I talked about this on Brick Girls Go Stateside last week, that one of the toughest things was trying to figure out where my voice was at. And I watched an excellent video by a big YouTuber called Roberto Blake. If you guys haven't heard of him, he's been around for a long time. He's an OG in the community. And though he doesn't have the largest channel, he does have over his million views or something like that. It's like he has the plaque, whatever, so views, million views, subscribers, can't remember which one, million views or something like that, right? So Roberto Blake is a great source, and I'm going to link in the description that video. Let me get this banner off of this thing. Bam, we can get rid of that. We'll get back, put the chat back up. Okay, so Roberto Blake said in this video about finding your own voice, and he said something that was, I've listened to his videos multiple times, right? And one of the things he said in this previous video, or this video that was actually like a year or so old, and I had never watched it. And what he said was, you know, it's really easy to want to grow like that, right? To be somebody that blows up and you get your 1,000 subscribers, you get your 4,000 watch hours, right? You get all these things. But if it comes at the expense of, right, like there's a part of you guys and a part of myself that did this for the art and the love of it. And then at some point you start making videos. If you start getting to the point where, yeah, you're making videos and you're getting all these views and stuff like that. But if you are chasing the views because that's where the channel is gone, and you start to lose yourself out of it, then appreciate the moment where you get to do this for the art. Or if your channel is growing very slowly, then you are getting your own subscribers based on you, based on what you think is important in the art, okay? I don't want to get into that too deep because I think I'm getting off topic, right? So we're talking about coming up with ideas. So I brought that up to say what's important to you may not be important to someone else. And I've learned that lesson. You know, there's things I think are important. There's things I think are funny that people are like, yeah, you're not funny, dude. It's all good. Yeah, you suck. Okay, you suck, son. Get out of here, okay? Make like a tree and get out of here, okay? Forget about it, okay? You don't have it, kids. Get out of here, okay? Nobody cares what you have to say to anybody, okay? Ain't nobody listening to what you have to say, okay? We understand that you some tall big dude just here, but we don't feel you. Well, okay, people are not going to understand and not going to feel you. They're not going to see your passion, your desire, and everything, your joys. What your joys are may not be somebody else's, okay? And we have to understand that as content creators. Let's get back to this chat again before I get lost. Eleanor says, yeah, I have a YouTube, Facebook where I post things as well. Absolutely, you have to. Yes, that was a great guess as well. Brick Girl's gonna say side. That's great, Eleanor. I'm so glad. Yes, he's been coming and supporting my channel. Yes, we appreciate you too, Eleanor. We do. What a legend. Yeah, that dude was a rock star on your channel last time. Hey, and I'm sure he's grateful, very grateful. He's grateful for all you all. So we talk about coming to ideas. Okay, let's get into this real quickly because we have a lot to talk about. And I don't want this show to go forever. You all have lives and things to do. And I don't want to take away from that. I got to sip from my cup. This is my adult sippy cup. All right. So let's do that like that. Okay. So the other thing that we want to talk about is riding trends or current events. That may not work for every channel, right? Honestly, I was doing that for a while. Go look back at the Sensational Gent, and I put out a couple of videos. There was a couple of trends that I wrote that actually got me a lot of views. And those trends was like all the stuff with Cardi B. You had the Derek Jackson video. What else did you have? You had Tommy Lauren. That was a video. And we're going to talk about a lot of little nuances, stuff that I've seen. And I want your guys' input because there's some things that I noticed that I'm starting to notice in my analytics. And if you notice the thumbnail on the video, it said, don't give up. Like for small YouTubers, don't give up. And I'm going to talk about my thumbnails and how that's changed my channel, even though my views at this moment may not reflect it. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. So I want to go back to here. So if you ride trends or current events and you do your video the right way, you optimize it correctly, you could ride the wave. It's like surfing. You're sitting out there and you paddle out, you see what's happening, and then you try to catch that wave, you try to paddle, you try to stand up on the board to see if you can get caught up. I'm going to tell you guys something that happened to me that I noticed in my analytics, and hopefully I can bring it up for you guys to see that I was like, whoa, no wonder I've been seeing an uptick in this, right? And so I've been making some changes. We'll talk about that when I get there. Now, I'm going to talk about using search queries, okay? Now, this is where we start getting into the meat. Let's see if I'm missing any comments. Hold on real quick. I'm going to go back to the comments. So Brick Girls Go Side says, oh, we are rubbish on keeping on trends. We're always late to the party. And that's the thing, right? Okay, if I lived in Hawaii, I'm not saying I'm not a surfer, but I've watched people surf. And you guys may be surfers. You may actually understand this better than I do. But if you wait too long to paddle the wave, this wave that you could potentially catch can just kind of push you up, and now you missed it. Everybody else is riding the wave and you still back, right? You missed it. You missed your opportunity. And I hate that because there's times that I should have just jumped on it, but I'm like, maybe I didn't hit it right. I missed it. I didn't post enough. See, you post one video on a trend and the trend is still going. Maybe you might need to keep posting a couple videos until you catch, right? You might have to, you can miss a wave and then look behind you and see there's another one coming that you can still paddle, right? It's still going. So you have to make sure that you try to put yourself in the best position to be able to get up on that wave. Eleanor says, cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for my consumer insights class. I found some of the singing covers do pretty well as their popular songs. Okay. All right. So let's so but I want to talk about search queries right quick. So I'm gonna share my screen, and I want to show you something that I do. So you have to bear with me because I think set this up. That I knew I was forgetting something. Give me 1 second, you all. I'm not gonna. Okay. So I got that set up. Okay. So you guys can see me and hear me. Oh, why is there two of me? That's not cool. I don't want to do that. I don't want both cameras on me like that. Well, that's not appealing either. I don't like that either. That's not cool. Okay. Okay. I see how we're doing this. We can go straight to the big screen. Okay. So you guys right there, just bear with me. I'm gonna show you something that I do when it comes to looking up topics. So I'm gonna have to shift my chair around. I'm sorry, it's all squeaky and old and stuff. Let me put my glasses on. Y'all can't see that in the background. Okay. So look, if I come up to the screen, I'm gonna come here like this, right? And if I have a topic in mind, somebody in the chat, throw me out a topic. Throw me out something, a topic, and I'm gonna show you how. Throw me out like a word or a two-word topic. Any of you all in the chat right now. What's a topic, right? That I can look up. Give me some. I'll do that, and I'll do that. I'm gonna break this up. That's the thing. I'm gonna be able to break this live stream up, and we'll be able. The tutorial will be there. But oh, you're talking about like film it too. Yeah, that's a lot of work. I'm not ready to go there yet because I've seen a lot of people have a niche and then they start getting into this. This is the best way to do it. And the next thing you know, they're stuck in there. And that's what we talked about earlier, right? You don't want to be stuck outside your art and your niche because, that's what got you your channel. I'm not trying to be that type of channel. I will show it. I don't mind doing these things because I want to share and learn from others. Somebody give me a topic though. Y'all didn't give me no topic. Nothing? Ladies? All right. So let's talk about, okay, a sport. Yeah, okay, so football is in, okay? So what you can do is you can type in football, okay? Now, I want y'all to notice look at the black, you got football and then all the black that's next to it. So schedule, cleats, today, season 2021. So all of these are the things that people are looking for when it comes to football. All right. So right now people want to know football schedule. Okay. But we can do something else too. Right. We can go in front. I hope I remember how to do this correctly. We can go in front of this, and I think we can put an underscore, and then the underscore in front of football tells you what people are looking for that might come before this. Okay. So BBC football, okay. College football, football league, college football scores, Alabama football. These are things that people searching for. Monday Night Football. So that's this search query is telling you what people are looking for. Now, obviously, when it comes to football, if you watch soccer, then maybe BBC football is where you want to go. I'm going to get there, Eleanor. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there about TubeBuddy, but I'm trying to show you all how I use both the query and TubeBuddy, and I use something else. I'm saying that I don't just use one. TubeBuddy in and of itself is good, but if you gotta like triangulate and coagulate, okay? Triangulate, coagulate on what you're trying to get people to see. You can also do this. You can do football, right? You do a space behind it, and then you hit the letter A. And then this will tell you all the things that people are searching for with football and A. So football at the Olympics, football accessories. You can do football and then type in B right after. Football backplate, football background. And then you can do this every letter of the alphabet. D, E, football equipment. F, football field. G, football games. H, helmets. I, images. J, jerseys. Okay, so whatever at the top is what people are searching for. I'm going to tell you that when my vocal is a little choppy, huh? Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. But we'll get back to the other view. I just wanted to show you guys that I just want to show you how that works. Let's get back to the other screen just in case it is choppy. Okay, or since it is choppy, I don't want to. Well, hello there. Didn't mean to switch back to that screen, but let's go back here. Okay. I'm back. So as you can see from where I share my screen, I want to know what people are searching for. Okay. Now I'm about to give you guys an excellent resource that I found out. You can only do so many searches on it a day, but this is going to be awesome. Okay. So there's this search tool here. I'm going to switch back to this screen. Switch back to sharing my screen. Now, this is called answerthepublic.com. Okay, now you can only use this so many times. And Lucy, it starts off by default for United Kingdom. Okay, so right here you can select English, and then right now it starts off United Kingdom. So every time I come here, I have to switch to the United States. But what you can do is enter a topic, a brand, or a product, and then 1 or 2 words for best results, it says. And we type this in. So we talk about football, right? This football season. Okay. So I'm going to hit United States, and I'm going to type in football, just like we talked about earlier. Okay. Now I haven't done this ahead of time. This was off the cuff, and I'm showing you how I search up things. And I use all these. I use all this for my book. Look at this. So it gives you a visualization. If you can't see on my screen, it says who, when, will, which, why, how, can, where, what. Okay? And this tells you what people are asking, what they're searching for, what questions they want answered. And this allows, right? Let me clear this out. This allows you to know what people are looking for. Now you can go to the data view, and then I can ask the question, how football works, how football started. These are things that people are asking, right? Can football cleats be used with soccer, right? And this kind of coincides with some of the things that you saw pop up when I typed in the letters, okay? When football season starts. People are asking what football games are on today. These are normal questions. Where did it originate? But if I'm talking about football, I want to find the best question that's going to give me the answer what people are looking for. And I'm going to let me go back to the other screen so I can let me go back to this screen real quick so I can go ahead and get some more questions. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay. So Eleanor says, when you talk about search, you use TubeBuddy. That's what I use for searchable content. Again, I think I answered that. I do use TubeBuddy, but I don't use it yet. Okay. There's a reason I don't use it yet. TubeBuddy is to fine tune what my research has showed me. See, before I go ahead and go to TubeBuddy, I already have the question. See, like I started like, what question am I trying to answer when I talk about this stuff? I can't believe I got these glasses on looking all like a professor and stuff. Hello, people. Hello. Anyway, let me take another sip. It's getting warm in here. So I'm going to show you how I use all that. Now, that's why I was nervous about putting too many topics on there, because I hope you guys stay here for this, because there's a lot to discuss. We just talk about just researching the topic. We haven't even gotten to thumbnails and all that stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Please stick with me, because we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. I want your guys' input. I want to know what you think about it. If some of this stuff is new for you all, you know, look, that's why we're sharing ideas and information. You know what I mean? Because something that you may have used, I don't know about, that has made your channel grow and be better. But I'm telling you that when it comes to the data that I've seen on my channel, the numbers don't bear it out yet. But my friend Neil, I have a story to tell. I talk to him all the time. I said, man, like the numbers don't bear it out, but my click-through rate says I'm on a breakthrough. My watch time says I'm on a breakthrough. So everything says I should be blowing up. And then I've noticed stuff blows up later. So that's why I said don't give up. But we'll talk about that here later. What's the next comment? Good to know. Thanks for sharing. Yep. I hope the vocals are better. Nice to be the default. Oh, that is cool. I need to try this. Yes, I'm going to link that down below. I'm going to link a lot of stuff that we talk about here down below. You have to give me some time after the video, but I will update it. I promise. Yes, it's called answerthepublic.com there, Eleanor. All my professors are old men. You aren't old, my friend. I appreciate that, Eleanor, so much. Let me tell you something. I've rather embraced being where I'm at. Okay. This is off topic, but I love it. It's the perfect, I'm the perfect blend between wisdom and youth right now, living my best life. I wouldn't want to be any younger, and I definitely don't want to be too much older. Okay. So I'm right where I want to be at. My uncle right now is 57 years old. Yeah, he's 57. He's in Lima, Peru right now, living his best life. Exactly what I plan to do with this channel in the future. So you can see, I see where the possibilities are going. But we're going to talk about what I do on a daily basis before I get there. Let me sip some more of this drink. This drink. You know. All right, let's see. Eleanor says someone person came out of retirement to teach us. Wow. I don't know if that's creepy or not, or they just really love their job. I don't know. I don't know why my brain went to negative on that. I'm sorry, Eleanor. I apologize, but I am cracking jokes, okay? I am doing that as well, okay? So let's get back into this. So using the search queries. So now you have questions, right? You know all the questions people are asking. So now when you know what they're asking, you can go ahead and make the premise of your show around the questions people are asking, right? And then you can try to put those in the title. Then if you go ahead, obviously you have TubeBuddy, okay? Let's go. Sorry, you guys. I wish I had all this set up ahead of time. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm sorry, excuse me one time. I'm trying to get it to the home screen again of YouTube so I can show you the way I work, okay? All right, so I am going to go get into TubeBuddy. Let's go here. I'm gonna share my screen with you all. All right, so TubeBuddy, right? So you can go in through this way. I usually type up in here in the search query in YouTube, and YouTube has its own search query, so you know what people are looking for that way. So you want to grab the top 1 to 3 things that people are looking for. You don't want to go lower than 3, okay? Go look at all my titles. All my titles are composed of 1 to 2, top 1 to 2 phrases. So I compare top 1 and 2 phrases together to come up with my titles so that my SEO is evergreen. And we'll talk about what evergreen means in a little bit. But you have your keyword explorer. So now we come in here and we're going to type in football. Right? So you come in to whatever. So there's a lot of volume. People are looking for it. Right? People are searching football all the time. But right here, you can see that in the middle, the competition is really poor. There are a lot of people that are doing stuff with football. And there's a lot of videos. Like there's 79 million searches. So there's a lot of searches, but there's 107 million videos, okay, in the search results. That's old and new videos. But if you optimize it correctly, meaning that you put the keyword and the title in your description and any type of tags or anything. So your title is also in your description. Your title should be in the first 2 lines of your description. Okay. First of all, for people to know what they're getting into, and second, for the YouTube algorithm. Right. So the optimization strength. So if I go ahead and do a good thumbnail and I got my title and everything in there, there's a chance that I can break out. Now, look at how beautiful this is. This is only 20% because the competition is so much. But if I go ahead and find the right keywords and I put together the right words and the right stuff and then I optimize it correctly, I can break out from that competition. You see what I'm saying? I can break out. That means that I can make my stuff rank. So this is a good topic. A lot of people are looking for it, and if I optimize it, I can break out. But there is a lot of competition, and that's going to be the hard part. That's why there's so much competition. It's almost not worth targeting. It's pretty bad, actually. But because there's just too many videos out, okay? I'm going to go back to the other screen. Bear with me, okay? Eleanor says you use Answer the Public then too, buddy. I just started using Answer the Public there, Eleanor. The things I use, there's another research tool that I want to show you all, okay? So if you give me a second, I can go ahead and find it. Let me see, I might have to find it. It's called, no, what the? I messed that up. Oh, give me 1 second, people. Give me 1 second, my friends. Ha, it popped up, okay. So there's another research tool that I use when I'm also finding titles. I don't use this one all the time, but I'm about to show y'all something, and I'm gonna use a different topic, okay? Because it's coming up. You're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. Give me a second. Bear with me, people. I'm all over the place. Okay. So let's go see what else you got here. So if the overall score is low and optimization is high, that's a good idea to try still. That's a great question, Eleanor. So here's the thing. The score says there's just a lot of competition. So in that instance, I see that a lot of people are looking for football. I mean, a lot. I mean, look at how many videos that is. Look how many videos that are out, and also look at the amount of. So you have a lot of videos that are out, and you also have like a lot of videos created. So that one is tough, but there's a lot of competition. But if you can put together the right keywords or maybe something that someone isn't looking for, it may not be as in a popular niche, but again, you have all that data. You can say, well, nobody's talking about this. What if I make a topic on this? And if you put together those keywords and tricky phrases right, then guess what? You break out. And that's what you're doing. Let's see. Big Girls Go 6 says that is the struggle, finding something that is popular enough to be searched, but not so popular there are thousands of other videos. Absolutely. And you can still rank against those people if you can get it boosted. And that's important with your audience, getting your stuff seen. So if your thumbnail is something amazing, look, they have older videos out, but like your video may be the hot new shiny object. You can still break out amongst your peers. It's just harder. But if you have something that nobody else is doing, when people search it, you're going to be top in search. And that's what it's saying. Okay. Listen, my videos may not have the views they used to, but what they are is they're all optimized for later. And again, I'm going to tell you all, I'm going to show you all, if I could show you, how one of my older videos that I put out a video in January. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later when we get to optimization. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff here, right? There's a lot. We might have to do a part 2 next week. Actually, we probably will have to do a part 2 next week just to get into it. I mean, we're still in title number 1, and we can still talk a lot of stuff about that. And I'm going to switch over. So let's see what Eleanor says. I asked because I think I have been too focused on the overall score that is high. I need to focus on the competition too. Oh, yes. Okay, Eleanor, that's everybody. If you're watching this at home as a pre-recorded video and also from my guest here, Absolutely. Okay. So if the competition is high, like, so there's a lot of people looking for what you're talking about, and you can optimize your way through it. See, what we think is optimization, you can tell by your analytics whether it's optimized or not, because that's where you start getting into click-through rate and you start getting to impressions. Okay. And I noticed something with my impressions and my click-through rate. And I really hope you guys stick around uh, and be a part of this, because I'm telling you right now, what I saw in my analytics says that it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before those evergreen topics start breaking through. And some have. There's videos I went back and looked at, and I remember where they are. You know your older videos where they're at in views, and you guys have probably seen this on your own channel. You look back and you're like, wow, that thing on didn't even have 100 views, and now it's at 200, 300, and I didn't even notice that crept up. And it's because it'd be like a couple views a day, a couple views a week. And that stuff builds up, and then the next thing a year is going by, and you're like, wow, this thing has really done some stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that you notice. But we're going to get and talk about that. Let me make sure. So I want to answer your question, Eleanor, real quick. Let me take a sip of my drink, my adult juice. All right, you guys. If there's a lot of competition, you have to do your title such that you break out amongst your competitors. So here's my tip. This is what I'm going to contribute real quick. I will take something that's in a search query, and then I look at the question I'm trying to answer, and then I try to, if they're the same thing, then I'm going to try to add something else. Okay. So let's say football schedules is the #1 up on the search query. Okay. But I need to break out. Everybody's putting about football schedules. All right. Everybody's looking for football schedules. But if they're looking for something else, and I know I'm about to talk about it in that video, I might combine it with another #1 or another thing that pops up at the top of the search query, and combine those two for my titles, put one in quotations, right? No, and quotations that's something else that content creators, bigger content creators said, that, put your quotations around, putting brackets around the thing makes it stand out in people's heads. So if you can go look at my videos, you can see that I'm doing all the stuff. I'm practicing what I preach. Okay. I'm setting up my SEO for the long run. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to answer some questions. I want to keep it going. Eleanor says, yeah, I have one video that's at 500 views that I never thought would blow up. Yes. And I want to get to showing you guys what I see in my analytics. That's why you should never give up. And it happened this year. I want to share my back end with you all, even though it's not as good as some of y'all stuff. But I'm telling you that the way I optimize it, it's set up for a very long time, which means that I'm going to be around for a long time as a YouTube content creator, because I know it's only a matter of time. Okay, we're going to go to Brick Girls Go Stitch Out. Just in case anyone needs any encouragement, Sean is so right. We have noticed this too. Some of our videos from last year that we thought were total flops have been slowly and consistently growing. Absolutely. Oh my God, Lucy, I can't wait to get to that part. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Bear with me. So this may be a little bit longer live stream, but I really want to get this information out. I think it's going to help somebody. Now, let me show you. Let's go back to what we talked about. I don't want to get too far off topic. Okay, if you're not using Google Trends, you're messing up. Okay, now Google Trends, you can type in the keyword. I typed in Halloween. Okay, this peaked between October 25th. That's why I have the little bar at October 25th and October 31st. I have a video on there. If y'all remember from last year, and Lucy, you might know better than I do. There was an episode I did a Halloween episode with Junior, right? And he kept messing up the lines and stuff. And that video was not doing well when I first put it out. But right about between October 18th till Halloween night, that thing jumped up 200 views or something, right? And this year, because I have the SEO well. If I go through and change it and change the 2021, change the title, you can go back and change the title, you can change the thumbnail, you can do all that stuff. You can change it now to optimize it for when this peak hits. But look what happens. So this is where it's starting to peak up. It's starting to climb up right now. So that's between September 6th and 12th. Halloween, you guys, if you don't have Google Trends, this is it's starting to peak upwards. August 29th, September 4th. If you come here to last year at the beginning of this, September 6th is going to start ramping up. It ramps up really good by October 4th. Okay, so if you're starting to get, prep your Halloween stuff, people are going to really start asking right about the beginning of October. And then on October 18th, oh man, that's where the jump happens. So you need your videos, your however many videos. So if you start putting out videos, you don't have to put them out in September. But if you started right here October 1st, through the 10th, when that thing ramp, bam, I saw it last year. Okay. So if you all ain't doing that, y'all ain't about to jump on this Halloween trend, because I know I'm about to. I don't know if I'm going to do what I did last year, but we'll see. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, hold on. Hey, Kiki, I want to do a shout out. Life with Kiki. Check her channel out. She's doing good things over there. Hey, I love that video. I love that I go to the same gym. I go to Planet Fitness too. And when I saw your video today, I actually had just left the gym and just showered from the gym. So I was just like, this is ironic, but at least I got to watch your video. So good stuff over there. Check her channel out. And then Eleanor says, yes, I know Sean has been such a positive light in my journey. Oh my God. Thank you. Eleanor. I like this. I don't want to cry, mess up my makeup. All right, so we got I'm focused on improving things, and I'm learning so much today. Great. That's what this is about. I want to share information between content creators. And the thing is, you guys have information that I need. Okay? I get it. My stuff isn't for everybody. But I'm okay with that. Because if you allow your channel to grow organically the way it's supposed to, you might blow up. It might happen. A video might just do it for you. But if you're growing and you're just, you're pacing and you're here for the long run, the audience that you have is your audience. They are watching you for you. And so the percentage of videos watched of returning viewers are going to be people that love what you do. They support you. But if you go ahead and you grow too quickly, and then you start chasing views, where you start doing videos that aren't the same as what you started out with, you're going to always be chasing views. That's going to be your audience. And I do this. Yeah, of course I like to monetize for my work, right? Like I put a lot of hours into this. This is just a lot of time. I've been in 54 minutes. I ain't got to pay minimum wage for this. But I love what I do. And I love helping people. And I love being a blessing to people. So I do this because I love it. All right. Kiki says, thank you so much, King, on the shout out. Absolutely, baby. Look, every time I do a live stream, which is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, got it down pat. If you're in a live stream, I'm giving you a shout out. That's what we do here. I want to recognize everybody that supports me, and I want to make sure that you guys, know that I recognize you. I want you to know that I recognize you, and I want to shout out you in your channel, especially if you're a content creator. But this is about us today. This episode is about content creators. I realize that this isn't going to appeal to the masses, but I'm hoping that small YouTubers and also people that I respect that are bigger than me, I can learn from you all. So I want to hear in the chat what you guys have. I'm going to take another question. Did I miss something? Yeah. Virgo's go sit side. They said it's better to find your audience, not to try and appeal to everyone. Better to find a few people who love what you do than lots of people who think you are just okay. Absolutely. And I'm going to link a video from Roberto Blake, the one I looked at last night before I did this, right? A lot of the things, the ideas for these live streams, I get a few days before, but the information through my week informs how I talk about this. And the video I watched last night is going to be such a blessing to somebody, okay? Find your audience, right? And if it takes a minute to find them, that's okay. What did I talk about in my last live stream? Be around people who fan your flames, who are going to set your soul on fire to be the best you so that you can live your best life. Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next comment. Eleanor says, yes, I love helping people too. I've been helping people around the campus and with the resources I know about. Yes, absolutely. Be a blessing to someone else. That is more fulfilling in life than anything else, is to be a blessing to others. And I'm hoping that between the information ideas of sharing, that we can get better, right? You may be doing excellent right now, but you can do better. Or you can learn something that maybe you didn't know, and then now like Big Girls Go Stateside, when they do their talk show, okay, I wouldn't mind being in the background, just throwing in little comments every now and again, okay? Just let a brother on every now and then. Let me just wave in the audience. We're going to bring him down. I want to be on that talk show. I know it's going to happen. Inevitably, that means some people won't like what you do, but that is okay too. Yeah, I don't want nobody around me that don't like what I'm doing. If you don't like the Sensational Gent, that is okay. You are entitled to your opinion. So for you all that are watching this as a part of a replay, know that not everybody's going to like it. If you're trying to appeal to everyone, then you really appeal to no one. And I think that's what Lucy said earlier, okay? So, and I appreciate that because it's the truth, right? I don't like being around people. Look, let me just tell you about my personal life. I'm blessed. I have a lot of really good people in my life and friends. And I'm talking about not just a few, I'm talking about like handfuls. And that's between my high school friends and then my Navy friends, right? The 20 years I did in the Navy, and you're talking about you talk about the civilians I met along the way too. You forgot about that. So I've been in all these different states, and I meet people that are civilians that while I was in the Navy. So you have all these people, and I have a lot of good people in my life. And I would rather have a small amount of friends that I know got my back than to have a whole bunch of associates that don't mean me no good. And so you have to know how to categorize people, but you also have to know how to categorize your audience. Eleanor says, I think people like me. I just continue doing me, and I hope I help people. You know what? If you're not being yourself around the people that are around you or the people that you're helping out, you're not doing yourself any favors, okay? So I've just given you resources, okay? How to use Google. We talked about in the first segment. We talked about doing stuff based on your niche. We talked about how you can break out or maybe even have the way to go viral is to follow trends, but it's not just about going viral. It's about, maybe you have that breakout topic. So that's the best way to get some traction so people know your channel, follow trends. All right, you can get an outside audience that you didn't have before. And the other thing we talked about is using different search queries. So today we talked about askthepublic.com. I showed you guys how I use Google Trends, how I actually use the Google search engine. Google and YouTube are actually I think YouTube or Google is the parent company of YouTube, okay? And as far as powerful search engines, I believe it's Google, YouTube, and Facebook, okay? Those are the most powerful search engines that are out at the moment. So notice how I used all of those in order to triangulate my topics. And my topics, again, the views may not bear it out, but the search engine optimization is amazing, which means that I try to make my titles such that when people search for it, at some point I will rank, or at some point I will break out, or at some point people will find my channel. And that's bared out in my analytics. See what we got here. Am I missing something? I can't see, so if I put the same things. Okay, yep, already read that one. Yep, already read that one. Okay, so I'll make sure. Let's go to the next topic. It looks like we might only be able to go to one last topic. All right, let's go. So the next thing we're going to talk about is optimizing titles and thumbnails. Okay, so we've already talked about optimizing titles. Okay, we talked about using SEO. So I'm not going to go back into SEO and all that stuff. I kind of rolled that into this topic right here. But we're talking about the thumbnails in your titles. So I'm going to bring up something from my content on the back end here. Let's see. Will it allow me? Okay. So there was definitely a change in my thumbnails. I want to just bring this up briefly. I want to bring my screen up so you guys see. So this is the back end of my channel. Now, if you look, right, and it doesn't matter that this is small. Let me get this off the screen real quick, everybody. Okay. So if you look, this was the way my my thumbnails used to look. Now, I was trying to do a consistent theme across my hold on real quick, y'all. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna bring, there we go. Okay, so there's a consistent theme that I used to have. This is because I learned from bigger content creators that you want a consistent theme with your thumbnails so that people know what your brand is. That's part of your branding. When people see your thumbnails, they know what to expect. The other thing was, if you look at it, I know it's tiny on the screen, but you're going to learn something from that. One of the things that the bigger content creators always talk about is, you got to think, this is a little tiny ass thumbnail. But somebody old like me, and I'm just playing around with that, but somebody old like me, I can't see these little things. So by putting a black, they say black and yellow, this is something I learned years ago, that your eyes, the biggest contrast between two colors is black and yellow, or at least one of them, right? There's a number of them, but I'm saying black and yellow is one of the strongest ones that stands out. So I use yellow lettering with black background, and I made the letters really big so everybody can see it. So there was a thought process behind it. And listen, I'm sure, and then you shouldn't use any more than about 4 words on your thumbnails, okay? And maybe that's too many in some instances. But I want to show you guys something, okay? I've gone back, and the other day on Saturday, what today is? I don't know. Maybe it was a day or so ago. I can't remember, y'all. I'm getting there. So I'm gonna click on this video. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but how can I see that thumbnail? So what I did was I changed this thumbnail. This was Mr. Johnson. If you guys remember in Mr. Johnson's video, it just be his face on a blue background with those big letters. But instead, what I did was I'm optimizing all my thumbnails, because what I'm doing right now has been working, okay? The click-through rate on my videos has been high on my videos. If my videos are under a 10 for click-through rate, and we're going to talk about the definition of click-through rate and what it means for you and your channel. But if it was under 10, it says, yo, this is not your average anymore. Your average is higher than that. Now you have your channel average across all, but I'm saying that whatever I've been doing on my thumbnails, it's working. So I went back through and I changed some of these older videos. So I made it in line with what's been working. So I still have Q&A with Mr. Johnson like I had in the last one, but I'm like, I gave people a question. So when I do my thumbnails now, I want to put a question in your head. And if you combine that with your title, your powerful title, now people know what they're getting. And then in my description, this description section, I put the title, I just rephrase it. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read it out for an example. What if your wife cheated on you? That's going to make people like, oh, I wonder what this is about. Relationship and dating advice with Mr. Johnson. Okay. So I say, in this episode of Relationship and Dating Advice Questions with Mr. Johnson, right, which has all that in the title, we have questions like, what if your wife cheat on you? Just what I have in the title. It's in both, right? And so I put it in the first 2 lines so that it's optimized. So I might get more views to this later on that I don't even know about just because I optimized the title. I actually changed the title of this because before it was just nothing, right? Like the title before I changed it, this is a changed title. I need you guys to know that, right? I changed the title. The title was Relationship and Dating Advice Questions Q&A with Mr. Johnson, because those things made on TubeBuddy said it should be this way. But that's not what people click on either, right? I might optimize the title to be the first couple of things in the query, but also you have to have something that captivates somebody's mind. If you read "What if your wife cheat," people love that kind of drama and mess, so they gonna click on it. And when they see Mr. Johnson in the video, I try to say, "Hey, I'm Mr. Johnson. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna answer your questions today," right? So like. And I tell them what the proposition is up front. Now, whether they click out of it at the beginning, that's up to them. But sometimes it's like, well, let's see what he's talking about. In that video, he does answer that question. Matter of fact, it was Paul Perry. Mr. Paul Perry had submitted a question about what you do if Mrs. Johnson cheated on you. Okay, so he submitted that question. That's in there, and it's about 3/4 of the way in there. So you got to watch about half the video to 3/4 of the video in order to get to that question. Now, if you leave out before that, you leave out before that. But the question is answered. So I'm not clickbaiting anybody. All right, so I'm going to get off of sharing my screen. What just happened? I'm back. I'm back. All right, so that was me sharing my screen for that. Let's go back to some questions. I've been talking too much. Oh, okay, let's see where I'm at. Okay, you said I was buffering. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for that. Shout out to Mr. Johnson. Oh, that last video with Alexa, I was like, you know what? It was a brand new idea, but I also wanted to bring the characters back, right? Just so that, like, you know, I want to bring them back. I just went through a writer's block, and that's going to happen too inevitably, people. You can go through a writer's block, and if I couldn't bring y'all better, or if I couldn't bring y'all compelling enough stories, especially because I changed the topics and the genre. I could go back to dating relationships, but I want these characters to be fun, and I want them to have their own life. But I also want to know how to interact with other things other than just dating relationships. What's their life like? And that's something I can explore. Because I'm not leaving the States for a while, because I'm not leaving stateside for a while, I want to be able to bring them back in a thoughtful and deliberate way if I do, okay? But I still want to keep putting out the positive advice, the motivational advice. I still want to, but I'm always going to be about humor. That's who I am as a person. You're around me, you're going to have a good time, okay? As I sip from my drink. All right. So I had to change it up. I mean, like, I didn't have anything to do. So I mean, like, I had to, I changed the channel up. So I just didn't have any ideas. Sometimes you run out of ideas, and that's okay. The channel evolves, right? I have another brilliant idea to do with the Alexa, so that'll be coming up. But I'll talk about that at the end for the conclusion of this. Let's get back into the meat of this. There's a lot more stuff to talk about. So we just talked about the click-through rate. We talked about our optimizing titles and thumbnails. So how do if you look at my thumbnails, I showed you what the old ones look like, and we just saw how I optimized. I showed you it was in the blue, and I showed you that it at the big letters and stuff. I still make the words as big as I can, but I also want to put a question in your head with my thumbnails. It's like, I want my thumbnail to make you curious on why you should watch that video. And when you read it in conjunction with your optimized thumbnail, optimized title, I'm sorry, you have your thumbnail that people are going to look at and like, okay, I wonder what that's about. And then they're going to read what your title is, And then if they still have questions, they're going to look at your description. And then so even though I'm repeating the title in there, I also try to word it such that, again, it puts another question. What is this about? Let me check it out. And if you don't put a question in the people's head, or okay, I'm gonna use it. Lucy, I'm gonna use your channel for example. When you talked about the Vegemite, I knew what it was because I had an Australian friend that would come visit me in Hawaii. Okay. But if you didn't know what Vegemite was, you'd be like, the hell is Vegemite? Or what does this stuff do? What does it taste like? Right? Like, so off top, this stuff puts a question in your head. Okay. Oh, Vegemite. Oh. Or what do y'all call it? Was it stalactite? Oh, what is that? What is I said Vegemite. What is it? What do y'all call Marmite? Marmite. I said Vegemite. Marmite. Okay, my bad, my bad. But it's the same principle, right? The stuff is an acquired taste. Okay. All right. So, all right, it is what it is. Okay. So let's get back into this. So with the thumbnails, can I pull up my thumbnails? Oh, I closed the window. So I'm going to open up a window real quick. And I'm just, why is it over there? Don't be over there. Be over here. Be over here with me. Okay. So I'm going to show you on the back end. Oh, this is the perfect one to open up. All right. I'm going to show you guys something. Yes, perfect. So I just want to reiterate this real quick. All right. So I use Canva for creating thumbnails. All right. So this is how it used to look. So look, it's beautiful in terms of look, big words, and some of these Mr. Johnson's videos did really well. All right. I can't deny Mr. Johnson answers your questions. So this wasn't a bad premise. First of all, you're like, who the hell is Mr. Johnson? I should listen to him. But he answers your questions, right? So I made your bigger so that people would go and click on that. All right. But here it is. You just have his face. I don't know who Mr. Johnson is. I don't get it. Okay. Now I updated it. So you got his Q&A number 3 with Mr. Johnson. So you still got Mr. Johnson here. But now I have a question. Okay. And I have this lady in a cafe waiting on somebody to come sit next to her. Obviously, it's Mr. Johnson. And I have my branding. Look down here. Look in the right, bottom right corner. TheSimsationalGent. So there I am. I'm pushing out my brand. So I don't have to be too much, but I do want the name to stick in your head because people mess it up all the time. Okay. My last name is Simsational. Okay. Not sensational. But can women ruin dates? What? I hope it offends a woman that she wants to click on it. You mean we ruin dates? I want to offend people. I want people to have that question in their head. I want to capture everybody. I want women to be like, what? And I want dudes to be like, oh, yeah, maybe they can. Let me find out. So, look, there it is. That's me optimizing my channel to put questions in people's head. And then you obviously know it's Mr. Johnson's funny way of answering the call. And I don't know why that keeps happening. Okay, we'll get back here. All right, let me get to the questions. The Marmite, yeah, I love the Marmite because it's, but it puts a question on it. What is Marmite? How does it taste? You know, what is it? Where does it come from? Why do y'all guys eat that shit? Excuse my Oh, it is like, oh, thanks so much. I'm glad it worked out. Yes, definitely an acquired taste. Yes, it is. It's not as good as that coffee that you had. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out real quick to Brick Girls Go Stateside, have their first sponsorship. I love it. I'm so happy for you all. For real, I am. And I remember you guys were asking about that. What about the sponsorship thing? What should we ask? I saw that question y'all had. So I just go to show that y'all had some stuff in the works. And I'm really happy for you all. Really, you guys deserve it. Again, what did I tell you? You guys are going to have a talk show. I can't wait for that to happen. Eleanor says, I use Canva too. Yeah, Canva's the best. Canva's awesome. Brickos just said, can I shout out my friend, Canva Tutorials by Like It or Not? She does amazing videos about Canva tutorials. I learned so much. Absolutely, you can shout them out. And I'm going to leave this up on the screen long enough so that the people that are watching this, either in the replay, they'll be able to check out your friend. So Canva tutorials by Like It or Not. So check out Like It or Not, or maybe the whole thing is called Canva tutorials. I don't know. But you can look it up in a search queue and they should be able to pop up. Okay. But yes, this is about shouting out other content creators because I want to learn from them too. Like, so, okay, Lucy, let me tell you something I learned on Canva is I put out a YouTube short. You might have saw it. So what I'm trying to do is I got to put out this year, 2021, or sorry, the next year, my YouTube year, right? Which goes from August to August. So in my next YouTube year, my goal is to put out 150 videos. So the way I'm going to do that is I have this live streams that I do, right? And I'm hoping it grows and gets bigger at some point. But the live streams I put out, I can chop some of these discussions up, make smaller videos, and now I have more content. So sometimes you're going to see me put out one video in a day or throughout the week from a live stream, and then you will possibly see me put out 2 videos in the same day, one earlier in the day and one later in the day. But the point is, I'm trying to get more content out there, and I'm trying to. I script everything. I stay on topic so that when I go ahead and I go to chop the video up, it's chopped up in sections, right? We're talking about the same topics and stuff, even though I go off topic. All right. So why was I talking about that? Yeah, I forgot. I guess that happens. Next question. Good to know. Oh, we're talking about Canva. Oh, I learned something on Canva. So I made so if you look at some of my old shorts, I changed it in the software to be something that wasn't 16:9 or 1920 by 1080. Okay, for you nerds. Okay, that's normal screen resolution. So in order for it to qualify for YouTube Shorts, it has to be in a vertical format. So you have to switch those numbers around, 1080 by 1920, or you have to do 9 by 16. But what it did was it made my video look like a little small box. So what you can do is you can take your video and put it in Canva, and it has a program such that you can do vertical content, take long form and make it into vertical content. That's why you'll notice some of the stuff is chopped off on that video. But the point is, I was experimenting with it, and I just did it this week, such that I used Canva to be able to make a YouTube short. And it picked it up because the shorts came in blue. And we're going to talk about that before you guys click out of here. And for you all that are watching, do not leave yet, because I'm going to show you a YouTube short I put out that actually got more impressions, and I'm going to show you when and where it happened and why you should never give up. So please stick around for that. More questions? What sponsorship? They're doing coffee. Oh, and then you said you're doing Vera Bradley Ambassador. That happened this summer. Yep. So you have the code. Make sure you put that out. Got to talk about that more though, Eleanor, because I know you did it because you've told me before, but I'm saying that you got to put that out so people know. Use that code. Virgo's gonna see how it says. Actually, Lucy says, honestly, thank you so much. And yes, the whole thing is really name of the Canva channel. Okay. Oh, she has a Canva channel. Wow, that is amazing. Okay. I can't wait to watch because I want to learn something new. All right. She said, Lucy says, haha, when we started YouTube, we tried not to offend anyone. We quickly realized the mere fact that we were doing YouTube was going to be offensive to some people. Oh my God, Lucy, oh my God, I'm so glad you're in this live stream. And I said, look, this is something that you brought up, but this is something that I just wrote this down in notes on how I'm trying to improve my channel. See, like I take notes and I'm always trying to improve. So you can't see it on the page, but I wrote this down. I said, 5 things I want to do in this next year. I want to keep it simple. I want to repurpose information from my and do live streams. So I started doing live streams, as y'all can see, and I'm trying to repurpose the information into smaller, condensable stuff. Because nobody wants to see this video. Been going on 100 hour and 20 minutes, and I'm glad you guys sticking with me. This is some good stuff. But I try to repurpose it, make it smaller so it's condensable or digestible for people that don't have time. Okay. And then it says create more uploads. Well, I told you I'm trying to do 150 videos. It's not unreasonable for me to put out 50 more videos within a year. It just means I have to do one more video a week than I was doing before. All right. Number 4 says have a polarizing point of view. Look, not everybody's going to agree with you. You're not trying to be everybody's friend. We're not here to look. I'm not trying to. I know who's for me, who's against me. If you're being anything less than yourself, because you don't want to offend everybody, you're not going to have anybody. People are attracted to polarizing points of view. Look at leaders. Look at the people that are on TV, the personalities. How do you think they get their views? They don't. I might offend or whatever. I might get views just from offending somebody, but I'm also going to get those people that are very loyal to what I'm doing. And that is the people you want, the people that are loyal to your topic, but the people, your haters, will also help your channel blow up. So, and it's not like being offensive for being offensive's sake, but I might say something that I believe, right? And that might not jive with what you believe. And I want to tell everybody, I'm not trying to ever really just be offensive for offensive's sake, but what I want is for you to think. And for people that know me or you guys that have gotten to know me, right, I love people and I love helping people. So if you know that premise and then I say something that's offensive, then maybe it's something that that I need to be educated on. Or maybe, just maybe, you might be something you need to think about from a different perspective than your own. I love that. Thank you. We didn't try to upset people, but we don't worry now about putting our personality and opinions into our videos. People are free to disagree. Absolutely. And it goes into that conversation that I just had when we talked about. Eleanor says, I have to learn more about what they're okay with before I make a video about it. Are you talking about, Eleanor, your audience? What they're more okay with? Because that's part of your SEO, and that's part of that askquestions.com. That's what, or ask the question or whatever it was, right? I'll put the link down below. It's a resource tool that you can use to figure out what people are asking for. So if you're watching this part of a replay, you have that. Next thing, I've shared it on my YouTube, Facebook. Okay, so I guess that's part of the conversation now. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, what Vera Bradley is okay with. Okay, got it. Okay, got that. Understand that, Eleanor. I'm sorry. Thank you. Now I understand what we're talking about. Okay. All right, I want to finish. I want to finish talking about this. I don't want to keep you ladies any much longer. We can just do this on another live stream. I can do a part 2 of this next week. But I want to finish up with this optimizing and thumbnails. I can bring the next one. We can talk about click-through rates next week, because click-through rates in and of itself might be its own show. But the thumbnail and the title is a part of the click-through rate topic. So I might talk about this briefly today. Actually, no, I'm not going to talk about it today. I'll just break it up to the next one. But I want to say this. All right. Wait, let's see what's going on there. Yes, part 2. Absolutely. We'll do a part 2 then. Okay, because I've kept you guys on for a long time. I appreciate you all staying here for this long. So in summary, what we talked about today, we talked about your niche and your title, and are having ideas based upon your niche. We talked about riding the trends and finding what the trends are and making videos toward those trends. You can grab people that you didn't have in your audience before by knowing what the trends are and making videos based upon those things. Today, we also talked about the search query. In the when you go into Google and you type something in and it pops up, you can use those things as a part of your search query. And those could be in your title, because that's what people are searching for. Also, I showed you guys some resources. What was that called again? Ask the Kiss the Chef, or askthepeople.com. I'm terrible. let's see what this is called. So I showed you, oh, answerthepublic.com, answerthepublic.com. You can put in a question or a search query or a phrase or two into there, and it'll tell you the questions people are searching for. So you can answer and make videos answering their specific questions. I'm going to put a link down in the description below so you can find that resource. Also, we talked about using Google Trends. That's a great place so you can see what the trend is over time, like Halloween. Here, the beginning of October is going to start blowing up and will peak toward the end or the beginning of the month. All right. We talked about search engine optimization, making your titles such that they stand out, such that people are searching for your title. We talked about thumbnails. And the last thing with the thumbnails is, listen, your thumbnails are going to be different than mine. There are some things, and we can actually have a whole show just on thumbnails and just how to make them stand out. There's also things that you can do, like, Lucy, you guys are over 1,000 subscribers. You guys should have a community tab. You can go ahead and say which thumbnail looks better in your community tab and have people vote and put stuff down in there. And they say, well, this thumbnail is better. Now you put that thumbnail in it, and now you get more clicks because you did a small poll of people to figure out if your thumbnails is great. That's one of the reasons. I don't, the monetization and whatever, but if I had 1,000 people when I had the community tab, you guys would know everything that I'm doing. But if you do want to know what I'm doing and have some clue about some of the stuff I'm talking about, we also have an IG here at the Sensational Gent. And that IG is at TheSimsationalGent. That's how you find it, okay? So it's just like the title here. You can find us there. And then, and from there, you may be able to find my personal one, okay? Michael just put that out here on the video, okay? So we talked about all those things. Let's see. Ladies, do you have any other questions before we get out of here, or anything you want to contribute? Anything that you all want to share? Lucy says, oh, yes, we are excited to use the community tab more. That is a good idea. Yes. Listen, that community tab is a powerful thing. You can put polls on it. A good friend of ours, Flowers, Eggs, and Yeast, they had a community tab talking about their newsletter. I didn't even know they had a newsletter. They got a newsletter, okay? So you can figure out on that newsletter, they talked about you could figure out recipes for the, I think it was Epcot or Around the World thing, and they had it on their community tab. You can use it as a powerful tool to talk to your audience and have them respond so that you can make content. Like, especially if you care about your audience, you can put a question in the community tab. Hey, we were thinking about talking about British fashion, but we're also talking about Marmite. Which one do you think we should talk about? And people might say, well, let's talk about British fashion because that Marmite is terrible. Okay, all right. So, Eleanor says, thank you for sharing all this information. Yes, one day I will have a community tab. Yes, I get Flowers, Egg, and Yeast newsletter. So you get their newsletter. Look at that. See what I'm saying? So they put that out. I didn't even know they had a newsletter, but guess what? They did. And I was able to find out that way just because they had a community tab that would come up in the post. And so Brick Girls Go Stateside, you guys have an amazing opportunity to use your community tab to get your returning viewers on board for what you guys are planning to do, or when your next video is, or what your next subject is, so you can get them prepped up and get them prepared. I have to do it a little differently, right? You know, I got to do it through my IG. I try to do it through the video and the questions. So there's a number of ways that you have to do it when you don't have that community tab. So much hating on Marmite. Yeah, there's a lot of hate. Look. Yes, there's a lot of haterade going on here. I can admit it. I can admit something to you all, okay? I can admit that I'm a hater of Marmite and Vegemite. Yes. Join us. Hating on Marmite. All right. Okay. Let's go back here. Another one. I get the newsletter too. It is great. So look at y'all talk about flowers, eggs, and yeast, and their newsletter and how great it is. And again, they put that out in their community tab, right? They talk about other channels through their community tab. That through your community tab, they also link those videos. You talked about your friend, the shout out for your friend that does the Canva tutorials and stuff like that. You can put a link there so that they pop up in your community feed so that you can give reference to somebody else, right? You can share the love, okay? Eleanor says, it is really great. I am so proud of Flowers, Eggs, and Yeast. I want to say that I am proud of all of your channels, Flowers, Eggs, and Yeast. Brick Girls Go Stateside. Eleanor Elaborates. Neil, I Have a Story to Tell. The Amici tribe, right? Like all these different people. Life with Kiki, who was in here earlier, right? All the people that come in and support. Karen M, House of Chill. Who else usually shows up in here? So like, you know, really and truly, like Mr. Kidney, he has a great show. I mean, there's so many people I can shout out right now. I'm proud of you all because you all are, again, I don't have any, look, I might hate on some Marmite, but what I will not hate on is you guys' success. I love it. I'm not a hater that way. I'm proud of what I do, and I'm proud of you guys, and I learn from you all too. And I hope you guys get something from me and this channel today. All right. Yes, I am so happy I've met you all through YouTube. Okay. And I wouldn't know you, Sean, without Brick Girls Go Stateside. That is true. And we've talked about that, Eleanor. And I appreciate all you all. And I'm gonna end on this note. Hold up. I've been messing up big time because there's supposed to be banners and stuff, and I ain't did the banners. Conclusion. Bum, bum, bum. Actually, you know what? I couldn't get out of my head for the longest. Me. I couldn't get that out of my head for some reason. I probably just put it back in my head. But let me finish up by saying this, everyone. This was a show for content creators and people interested or potentially interested in joining YouTube and being a part of this. I will tell you that I appreciate every one of you guys, okay, ladies that are here in the chat and everyone else. I appreciate you all because that's part of it. And that's one of those things I'm going to resource in there about finding your voice. But it's not just finding your voice. It's like, man, I'm so blessed for having met each and every one of you and for you all blessing my life and allowing me to be a part of yours. I cannot say enough how much that my life is better because of it. And I look forward to continuing growing with you all, seeing your growth and developing these friendships that I have here. And I love you all, seriously. Let's see if I catch a couple. Don't cry, y'all don't cry. And when I say y'all don't cry, you know me. I'm like an ugly crier, like I'm an ugly crier. Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah. She said, yeah, we talked about that. She was on one of your guys' shows, and that's how it was either you all or Flowers, Eggs, and Yeast. It was either you all or it was Flowers, Eggs, and Yeast where I met Eleanor. Okay, but I can't. It might have been, yeah, it was Brick Girls Go Stateside. Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I love you all too. Okay, well, I'm going to end the show there. Thank you all to my guests. I don't want to hold you guys up. This was a very long live stream, which gives me a lot of information to chop and put up in smaller bits and smaller doses. Please support that as well. I love you, ladies. Thank you very much. Also, to all my people that are going to be watching this later, thank you for the support. I appreciate you all. Brick Girls Go Stateside. Lots of love to you guys. Love the support in our group. Absolutely. And you know, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this too. I met the group right through our group. We'll put it that way. And you know, I've kind of branched off. Like I closed out my last post. I haven't posted in a while because I watch you all videos. If I see it pop up, that's the only thing. It doesn't always pop up, but like I'll check. I'm more regular about checking. And so if you guys have a video that pop up, it might take me a day or so to get to it. It might take me a week to get to it because sometimes your boy be partying, okay? Sometimes I lose a week, okay? It is what it is. I live in Vegas. What do y'all expect? You know what I mean? But I always check back for you guys and I watch you guys' videos. And if you guys are looking at this later and you have me on Facebook chat or whatever, you have a new video, drop the link in the video. Again, I may not get to it right away because my sleep schedule is all over the place. But at some point, I will watch your video. I do not mind doing that if you want the support, try to boost the channel. Send me a link to your newest video in my Facebook chat, and I will watch your video. I love the support too. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to conclude this live stream so you all can go about your life. All right, last thing I'm going to say is everybody be blessed. Enjoy your day, enjoy your time, utilize it to the best of your ability, and live your best life.